Beste mensen, wij waren op de boot aangekomen. Waar wij knock-out zijn geslagen door die man waarvan ik zijn naam ben vergeten, die onnozele.
Ja, ik ben zijn naam ook vergeten.
Hier zit een adhesive tape. Die viel mij meteen op. Hoppa.
Lekker.
Want in je zak plakt hij niet.
Nee, natuurlijk niet.
Wat is dit voor wits?
I found an old CD player. Old-fashioned, but still functioning. Huh, an original Boney, by the way. Trying to open it, I broke the little reception antenna and was completely jammed.
En een antenne.
Dat kan zomaar van pas komen.
Ja. Hier is een lok. Dat is een muizen winch cable. Die kunnen we apart nog pakken.
The winch was being powered with that cable.
Lijkt me goed, toch?
The winch seemed to be working. I could operate it with those commands.
Ja, daar gaan we het slot mee afhalen, denk ik.
Dat denk ik ook.
Nou, dat komt niet ver genoeg natuurlijk.
The hook was already in position.
Oh.
Maar
Je kan alleen op en neer.
we moeten het
That
ergens
hatch
mee
could become my
bevestigen.
escape route, but it was secured to the floor with a lock.
Oké, we hebben hier een porthole.
Normally, portholes don't have a locking mechanism, yet that one was an opening. And more than just closed, it seemed jammed. Maybe the problem was with the hinge.
Hey, hinge.
I was sure the damage was in there, but I couldn't get a grip on it.
Ja, misschien met die antenne.
Lekker.
Nothing. The blunt tip of the antenna slipped.
Blunt tip.
Misschien
I was all
slijpen.
out of ideas.
Slijpen. Goed idee. Waaraan?
Ja, dat weet ik nog niet.
I thought it was better to look.
Niet aan... Maar daar komen we nog wel op.
Ja.
Wat hebben we hier nog meer? Crates. Tent. Kunnen we nog apart
They were very
aanklikken.
well sealed, and I didn't have time to try opening them. Not to mention that inside I'd have probably just found rotten fish and rum bottles.
Wel handig.
The tent was worn and ripped in many places. Behind it was just a shadowy area.
Misschien kan ik die punt slijpen aan die haak trouwens, bedenk ik me nu.
Sometimes, my obsession with using random items.
Shelf. Kot.
The springs of that cot were about to give out. Literally. No exaggeration.
Kunnen we daar iets mee?
No matter how hard I Sometimes,
Nee. En die
one
cd-speler?
of the last Boney CD player models. I remember one of its selling points was the ability to be remote controlled. The uselessness of that function contributed to the failure of the product, but it could help me right at the moment. The player had no intention of opening manually. No matter how hard
Nee.
I was all out of.
Oké. Ja, die winch. We kunnen die omhoog en omlaag doen.
The winch was already lowered. The hook was already in position.
Oké. Kunnen we er iets mee als hij zo ligt? Ja, dan kan ik hem pakken. Op die lok.
The hook would have never reached the lock.
Nee, maar...
Op de porthole.
First, it was too far. Second, the porthole was closed.
Oké. Want ik kan die
The winch
haak
was
dus
being powered
pakken
with that cable.
en vastmaken aan dingen. Misschien het bed.
Sometimes,
Nee. Ik kan hem nog een kwartslag draaien.
I couldn't with.
Ja, want dan kan ik hem ergens aan vastmaken. En dat moet toch wel het doel zijn, denk ik.
There was no way. No matter how hard I.
Nee, ik moet eerst die porthole losmaken. En waarom kan ik die cable apart aanklikken?
Kun je hem daar niet aan vastmaken?
Oh, een lamp is hier nog.
Oh.
Hup, in de binnenzak.
Wat gaan we daarmee doen dan?
Een lampenkap.
It was a lampshade.
Ja, dat zie
Ja.
ik ook wel.
Sometimes,
Scherven van maken.
I didn't under...
Een
I thought it
lampje.
was better to look...
Wat moeten we daarmee?
It was a thin, small, metallic pole.
Ja.
I didn't know exactly why, but having some tape in my pocket made me feel like a better man. Did that
Okay.
bomb bottle really contain a secret? Well, at the very least, that month
kunnen we-
I'd save on soap.
Met die antenne in die boompot purken.
In
Ik
that
weet
moment,
het ook niet.
Nee.
maybe, or maybe not.
De kabel bestuurt die winch. Wat hebben we nog meer voor dingen waar we op kunnen klikken? De hash, de lock. Kunnen we die niet gewoon met brute kracht openen?
Het geluid.
Although I tried with all my might, I couldn't break the lock with my bare hands.
Pinnetje.
Years of spy movies suddenly revealed themselves as nothing but
Break the
shattered
tip.
illusions.
Nu is hij
Nou.
All I did
scherp.
was break the tip
Ja.
of the antenna.
Lekker.
Zie je?
Mhm.
Better to look at it closely first.
Ja. Kijk, we komen er wel.
And
Hoppa.
that's why the porthole wasn't opening. The spring that regulated its hinge
Oh, die
movement
gaan we
was
uit
rotten.
het bed
Uit het
halen.
bed halen. Ja,
I could have
ja.
slid the rusty spring out of its housing, but without a replacement, I wouldn't have accomplished much.
Gaan we dat ook hier met de pointed antenne doen?
In that moment,
Nee.
Misschien kunnen we nu gewoon...
it could collapse at any moment.
Ja,
Hij
gewoon
zegt wel wat anders, dus ik kan nog een keer.
The end
Ja,
of the
lekker.
bed was damaged,
lekker.
and a spring stuck out.
Ja, lekker. We komen er wel, dames en heren.
The new spring perfectly fit the housing.
Natuurlijk. Hup,
You
Een-
ugly rat!
deze.
You again.
Een rat.
Wat gaat hij doen?
Ja, de rattenhol die natuurlijk.
I must have climbed the side of the ship looking for something to eat. But wait a second. That means M is down there.
Ja.
Hey, Em.
If I could point that
Yeah.
reflector downward, I'd be able to draw M's attention. I had to pull off one of my magic maneuvers. That wire was linked to the reflector. If only they hadn't deprived me of that beautiful extending clothes stick. If I wanted M to notice me, that bulb would have to be used where it was.
Je kan gewoon helen.
Lampenkap.
I thought it was better to look for another.
Wat zei je?
Nee, ja. Ik denk dat
Calling
roep
out
gewoon
loud
hey
would have
help.
alerted Radwed's men
Nee,
too.
kijk.
Maybe there was a more cunning and discreet way to attract M's attention.
Iets met die kabel.
I was all out of ideas. Was it really? No matter how hard I tried.
Een reflector. Waarom heb ik een lampenkap?
I was all out.
Oh, die haak kon naar buiten. Misschien.
Maybe with the hook, I would be able to
Yeah.
make something happen on the exterior of the ship.
Kijk.
There was nothing left to do but pull the hook hard.
Dus, dat gaan we doen. Let op.
I couldn't move it at the moment.
Oh.
Lek.
I heard the clinking of chains coming from outside.
Kijk eens. We hadden
Dat is strijd.
atleten. We hadden atleten.
Nou, inderdaad. Heeft hij allemaal
And I
geleerd daar in
climbed
het
like a
riool?
monkey up the side of the ship.
Aapje.
Hey, dude.
I can almost smell your ode to sewer now.
I knew it was you doing that thing with the reflector. How did you move it from a distance? Are you an illusionist?
Ja.
In a way, I connected the hook of a winch to the...
If you reveal the trick, it's no fun anymore. You're the world's worst illusionist.
You're not the first to tell me I talk too much.
Did you see my spubby up there by any chance?
See? The little
Bubby.
demon jumped all over me.
Bubby.
No. I can't leave this
Goeie
place
naam.
without my spubby.
I can't get out of this place, period. Give me a hand. I'm thinking about your lousy rat.
What should I do?
Don't you have something you could help me with? I don't know, like
Bubby gaan
a
redden.
clock, a file, sawed-off shotgun,
Sort of shut.
or my former pony remote control. Very
Hey.
useful for matters like this.
Oh ja.
I got it. I'll help you recover that filthy
Yes.
creature. Look how that little critter came out of its lair. It must have an incredible sense of smell. I started to consider that the tiny thing might be helpful in creating an escape
We
plan
gaan die
from that
muis
cargo hold.
gevangen nemen.
After all,
En de lampenkap?
rodents are well known
Ja.
to gnaw everything, aren't they? Even wood.
Goed idee.
Damn cheese eater! I really need to lure him into the open somehow.
Ja, met die kaas.
Classic domestic problem. How to capture a little pest that can crawl anywhere and run away at the speed of light. Simple answer. With a trap.
We gaan een trap maken.
It was ideal as bait, but first, I needed to come up with something to assure me that trap would trigger once the rat was inside it. I needed a way to remote control it.
Pony.
Interesting idea.
Eh,
Curiously, the two devices were the same brand. I wondered if there was a way to open the CD player by using the remote control. I would need help.
hoezo?
Hoe dan?
The universal remote control for my original pony. The best of the worst.
Hoezo? I would need help.
Better think about it. Curiously, the two devices... I wondered if there was a way to open the CD player. I would need help.
I would need help. Hoezo?
The winch was being powered...
Hoezo hebben we hulp nodig? Ik snap het niet.
Kaas in de pony ding?
I was all out of ideas.
Oh.
My clump... In that moment,
Nee.
I didn't...
I would need help. Die dude?
Misschien. Hij is toch expert in elektrische shit.
Maybe M could suggest a way to synchronize
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
two devices. M had managed to climb the side.
Ja, ja. Praat met hem.
It's my understanding that you know a lot about technology.
More than you, obviously, given the cell phone you
Yeah, man.
carry around.
I just found this old-fashioned CD player and realized it's the same brand as my TV. My hope is that I can use the remote control to make the CD player work from a distance.
But you don't know how to set it.
I don't even know what set it means precisely.
If your remote control is universal, it could work. Do exactly what I tell you. Hold down the function and power buttons together for a few seconds. If you hear a beep, it means it worked.
Hey, it really worked. You never cease to surprise me, you naughty rascal.
Oké.
Try not to be seen by anyone, kid.
Poging 2.
Thanks, Tam. I'd already opened it.
Oh. Kaasje?
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Nee. Trap?
A technological rat trap was coming to life in my ingenious hands.
Kaasje?
I had the trap I needed. That was the best spot for the plan I had in mind. Force the rat to dig its way through the wood. I waited a few seconds, but that rotten rat did not show up. I probably scared him.
Oké. Plan?
First, the little rat had to enter.
Waar is de rat? Ik moet weglopen. Achter die
Ja,
tent.
dat denk ik. Achter de tent. Ah, lekker. Daar komt hij. Lekker hoor. Hup.
Gotcha! Little guy, you're gonna be my ticket out of here.
Ja.
Trap with rat.
I felt a bit sorry for the rat, but not so much as to free him.
Hij moet uit die hedge. Of hij moet hier doorheen gaan.
That hatch could become my escape route, but it was secured to the floor with a lock.
Je haak?
I didn't understand.
Nee.
Ja, Of je moet die haak aan iets kunnen vastmaken weer. Maar dat hebben we niet. Er is verder niks nieuws wat we kunnen aanklikken. Ook buiten niet, hè?
Nee.
In that moment,
Nee. Dat redt hij niet.
the hook would have never...
Trap with rat.
No matter how hard I tried, I felt a bit sorry for the rat. The little rat was evidently scared, upset, and desperately looking for a way out. Just like me. If I could just make it dig.
We moeten op het ding tikken en bang maken.
Was it really worth it?
Nee. Hoe ga ik hem bang maken? Make it dig. Muziek spelen.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Muziek spelen.
Ik vraag aan de man.
Ja, hoe gaat je rat graven?
Can you do anything from down there?
Anything like what?
I don't know exactly. Can you look inside that window and tell me what you see?
It seems to be an office. There's a big map hanging on the wall, a desk full of papers, and a safe.
Ah,
You can
safe.
sneak inside and take a look up close?
No, the window is closed from the inside.
I always have to do everything myself. Try not to be seen by
Worden
anyone,
we niet
kid.
wijzer van die lamp?
Ah!
The bulb was very hot. It burned my hand, even with the gloves.
Dan
gaan
stop je
hem-
hem in je jas.
Warm maken, zodat die muis denkt, we moeten hier weg.
Ja.
The lamp was
Ja,
emitting
ja.
enough heat to cause the rat to dig down.
Oh ja, want zo werkt zoiets.
I just needed to power the bulb now.
Winch cable.
Power the bulb. Oké.
I was close enough to power the bulb, but how could I plug it in?
Haak. Adhesive tape.
No matter how hard I tried. I thought it was better to look for another. By powering the bulb,
Met die haak.
was it really worth
Pointed antenna.
Maybe it would have been better to take some precautions before attempting such a move.
Ja.
Ja, zo veiligheidsding maken, geen probleem. Insulated antenna. Severed
slimmer.
cable. Trap with red.
The heat of the bulb
Kijk.
spread quickly inside the trap. At the beginning, the rat ran around in circles, panicking. Then I realized it could only escape in one way, by digging.
Door hout heen.
Now I just have to enlarge the hole.
Gaat hem perfect rond.
At that moment, the
Ah.
winch was powerless,
Oh
so
ja.
it would have been useless to operate the hook.
Severed cable vastmaken aan andere severed
Better not
cable.
to touch it more than necessary.
Tapeje.
The winch might have been useful to enlarge that hole.
Haakje.
Ready
Vol.
for some healthy destruction?
Kijk, komen we er wel.
Ja. Ik geloof je.
Ik had hier meer van verwacht.
Massive door or prison can stop. Lazarus Bundy.
Lekker hoor.
Wat een strijder.
Hey, Em.
I don't know how you did it, but Spubby is here.
Yeah,
Bubby.
I can barely contain my joy. Now go back to your dinghy and keep the engines ready. We're about to depart from this hellish ship.
Thank goodness. I don't like this place.
Huh, you're scared, huh?
Not at all. It's just that it's cold out here, and I want to go back home.
Terug naar het riool.
Oh.
And now, we're out of here.
Ik ben benieuwd. We komen midden in het kantoor natuurlijk.
I
Ja.
found myself in a cabin full of documents, papers, and a huge map hanging on the wall. On the
And
table, I glimpsed
een
a box
snowglobe.
containing all my belongings. I intended to retrieve them and then run away like the wind. But the phone started to vibrate as soon as I picked it up. Must have been Alice trying to make contact to figure out what happened to me. Alice, it's not exactly the best time to talk. I'm about to jump overboard.
I assume you were able to infiltrate the Citlalicue. Remarkable.
Dat is die
It's a real
man
pleasure to
die voor
finally
ons
be
huis
able
stond
to
en ons
chat,
neerschoot.
even if not face to face as I'd hoped.
You son of a...
I prefer you call me doctor. And why so much spite towards me? I'm just trying to give your career a little boost.
By kidnapping a girl? I'd rather stayed sitting on my hands.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. But we'll talk about that another time. I'm dying to know how your investigation's going, so please tell me. Have you already found it?
Found it.
Van wat?
Of course. I found everything.
I'm afraid not. And indeed, your situation is not the best. That
Oh,
ship
yay.
will be your grave if you don't decipher the riddle that lies within as soon as possible. In the main cabin, to be precise. You'll recognize it by the huge map.
Oh, daar zijn we
on the
nu.
wall.
Ja.
Bastard. This whole thing is just a game to you. A sadistic game with the life of an innocent at stake.
The life of
Yeah.
two innocents, as you have surely already discovered. At this point, I'm curious, Lazarus. What do you think about the kidnapping of Kathryn Molsberg?
Ja, tweede,
Ja,
denk ik.
dat denk ik ook.
Eric Molsberg is one of the richest and most influential men in the city, so it's only natural for the motive to be money. What doesn't make any sense is the lack of a ransom demand, even after all this time.
There will be no ransom. Because money is the last thing Radwood needs. He wants Kathryn and what she will give to him shortly. A baby.
Een baby?
The girl was
Ja,
mentally
dat wisten we.
conditioned. Her entire sentimental story with Radwood was created and well orchestrated. Even the baby's conception.
But why? What's so special about that baby to make someone engineer such a plot?
Now you're pretending to know too much, Lazarus. But the clock is ticking. I suggest you spend your time trying to find what's hidden on the Citlalicue. One last hint. You have the solution to everything in your pocket. Even if you still don't get it. The hourglass is emptying, Lazarus. See you soon.
I hated admitting it, but the doctor had managed to replace my healthy instinct
Nou,
for
daar gaan we
survival
bij.
with an irrational need to turn that cabin upside down. Until that moment, I hadn't learned anything concrete, and the situation was starting to burn at me. I needed a victory, even the smallest one, to find the strength to proceed, but I couldn't achieve it by myself.
Hello?
Miss Sharp, I'm Inspector Burton. I was about to drink my 5th afternoon cognac when I decided to promote you as an intern for life. Congratulations.
Lars? Lars, is that you?
Hey, how'd you recognize me?
Has anybody informed you that phones now show the number of an incoming call?
Mine doesn't.
Your phone dates back to 95, Lars. Wait a minute. You're not on the Citlalicue, are you?
I'm calling you directly
Misschien.
from the oceanic flows.
Are you in danger? Do you need me to send backup?
Well, I've been locked inside a cold, dark cargo hold for a while, and it's only thanks to the supersonic speed of my brain that I managed to get out.
Or combining random objects or breaking things like you usually do?
After that, I received an interesting phone call from the doctor.
The doctor?
De dokter.
You mean the man you've been hunting for
Ik
days?
zie al,
Precisely.
helemaal aan
Seems
deze
worse
kant
to
van
be
de
called.
tafel, zie je dat? Dat theeglas. En daarnaast ligt een kompas.
Are you hurt?
Ja,
Only my
Dat
feelings.
plaatje stond ook
This
op
guy
die
doesn't
brief.
want to kill me, Alice.
dat klopt.
He's having too much fun with me.
He creeps me out.
Dat is de
Anyway,
hint.
you better leave that ship. And soon.
There's a situation I need to tie up first, but I need your assistance.
Then it's time to use the Bluetooth device I gave you. Involve me in all your steps.
Roger, Roger, do you receive me?
Loud and clear.
I can't take my mind off the last words of the doctor. You have the solution in your pocket. What if
Ja,
it was
ik weet het
another
al.
one of his
Ik
subtle
weet het al.
clues? Let's get to work.
Kijk, table.
Dus die brief. Ja.
God, there's such a mess on this table. Don't they have a cleaning lady around here?
You wish.
Maar die hebben
you
we
could
toch
repeat
niet
your
meer?
trick with the bloody heart.
That
We hebben
hebben
alles
really
terug nu.
epic.
Wat?
Hebben we alles terug nu?
Ja, we hebben net gepakt.
Ah.
De schaakpuzzel.
Wait a second.
Kijk,
Alice.
daar stond hij
When
op.
the doctor suggested I have the solution in my pocket,
Ja.
maybe it wasn't just an expression. The chess note I found along with Kathryn and Radwed's photo. It must mean something, and maybe it's even linked to the riddle hidden in this room.
It seems plausible. Describe the note to me.
There are some chess diagrams, a few colored in red and others in green.
The combination of color and chess could be a movement suggestion. You know how it works, right?
Chess? It always seemed to me a pastime for manic obsessives.
You don't know how wrong you are. Ask if you need instructions.
On one side of the note, there's also a windrose. That could be a reference to the map in the cabin, couldn't it?
At this point, I'd be surprised if it were otherwise.
Okay, let's get to work.
Oké.
I was not an expert on the subject, but it looked like a windrose to me.
It's
A
dead.
knight.
In chess, a knight moves in an L pattern.
Ja, dat weet ik ook wel.
Ah. je kan-
Hanging on the wall is a large map.
Describe it to me meticulously.
It is represented as a map of the entire world.
Kijk,
But
groene en
actually,
rode
it's missing
dingen.
entire continents, including North America. Seems antique.
If it's missing the more recently discovered continents, It could be traced back to the time of the
Ik
ancient
zie Nederland, jij ook?
Are there any decorations?
Alle puntjes
No,
zijn
nothing specific.
hoofdsteden.
This doesn't add up. Normally maps like that always
Zie je dat?
display a symbol,
Die groene.
the windrose. It should be there.
What if it was removed for some reason?
I think
Ja,
we
die
should
ligt daar
follow
op tafel,
this
die
lead
windrose.
since we have nothing better. Look for anything that might refer to the windrose.
Die hebben we al gezien, hier zo.
Try
Table.
to find something that relates to the windrose. Anything at all.
Let's see. A few incomprehensible projects, an incomprehensible sort of logbook, a completely incomprehensible stack of papers. Then we have playing cards, a few chips, nuts, and a drink. Somebody went buck wild in here.
Come on, Lars. Don't waste time.
Wait a minute.
Hadden wij
Here
al lang
it is.
gezien.
A magnet with the
Magnet.
windrose engraved on it.
This is confirmation that we're on the right track.
Gebruik windroos met map.
Okay, I have the windrose. Now what do I do?
Let me check. Okay, I found a website that seems reliable. If the map is a reference to the ancient Romans, there's only one spot where that magnet should be placed.
Rome, obviously.
Wrong. Apparently the Romans were convinced that the origin of the winds wasn't in Rome, but an unspecified point in the Ionian Sea.
Copy that. It's make or break time.
Oké. En dan moet ik die paardenpuzzel gebruiken.
Ja.
Een rood paard, groene toren. Wacht, is dit logisch? Moet ik hem verschuiven? Wat moet ik?
Dat denk ik.
Rood paard. Paardensprong naar rood.
Maar je moet kijken waar het hoofdje van het paard heen wijst, dus denk ik.
Maar die wijzen altijd naar links.
Ja, oké. Maar dan is het denk ik altijd naar links.
Dat denk ik niet. Waarom?
Ja, maar hoe weet je dan welke kant je op moet springen?
Ik kan toch maar naar één rood vakje met een paardensprong.
Ja, dat is waar. Maar daarna kan je niet met een
Ik kan alleen maar hierheen.
ding... Ja, dat is waar. Maar dan kan je niet verder, toch?
Groene toren. Oh nee. Kan ik niet meer terug? Oh nee, ik kan schuin. Sommige vakjes kan ik niet aanklikken. Oh, ik kan alleen maar vakjes waar een ding in staat aanklikken.
Ja.
Rood paard. Groene toren.
En we weten dat het begin daar is?
Hoe bedoel je?
Kan niet anders. Je kan niet ergens anders beginnen.
Nee.
Oké.
Nee, ik kan weg en dan begint hij weer daar.
Ja, precies.
Ik kan nog verder kijken.
There's a safe in the room. From the look of it, I'd say it's going to be a tough nut to crack.
Can you read its model?
Let's see. Secure Master Core 2.5.
Bad news. I am browsing a blog of professional safecrackers and it seems nobody has yet found a way to open that specific model. Or at least, a way that does not involve using an abundance of dynamite or liquid hydrogen.
Sorry, is a blog of professional safecrackers really a thing?
You'd be surprised what circulates on the deep web.
Anyway, it seems clear the only way to open this safe is to find the right combination. I don't think the doctor would play so dirty that he wouldn't provide me with all the necessary information to face his challenge. The combination must be somewhere in here. We're sure that trying random combinations wouldn't do any good.
Oké, een combinatie van 4 dingen. Table, device.
A device measuring the pressure and the altitude and
You live in Miami and you don't know the first thing about boats?
if you can believe it, I don't even know how to swim. It's not yet time to abandon ship. I have a challenge to win.
I don't understand how you can say something like that. I'd run like hell as fast as possible.
But I'm a professional, intern.
What did we say about the intern?
Sorry.
Er is ook wat voor te zeggen dat alleen de 2 groene dingen goed zijn. Dat rood fout is en groen goed. En dan zouden we met een toren daar naartoe kunnen gaan. En daarna met een paardensprong daar naartoe.
Mhm.
En dan kunnen we niks meer.
Ja, of je moet eerst groen doen en daarna rood. Kijk
Dan
of je
zou
wel
ik
uitkomt.
nu een paard moeten doen. Kan alleen maar die zijn.
Dan daar, ja.
Dan een paard, dat kan of die zijn of die. Maar dan hebben we 3 punten in 1 ding.
Mhm. Is er iets anders aan het paard als je het briefje kijkt?
Ik kijk naar het briefje nu.
Oh ja, maar in het grote, of zie je dat?
Dan zie je hetzelfde. Kijk, dan zie ik hetzelfde.
A rook.
The rook can move in as many free squares as you...
A knight.
In chess, a...
Nou, ze vertelt
Dat is
nu
een
hoe
funny
de
question.
dingen
You
bewegen.
can...
Mm.
Dus we hebben die paard gebruikt. Dan zouden we nog een paard krijgen. Dan een loper, paard, toren. Paard, loper, paard, toren. Paard, loper, paard, toren. Dan kom ik midden in de zee uit. Dat zou kunnen.
Mm.
Of paard, loper. Dat kan niet, kom ik niet uit. Paard, loper, kan niet. Paard, loper, paard, toren. Dan kom ik ook daar een zee uit. Paard, loper, paard, toren. Dan kom ik in Ierland uit. Zou ook kunnen. Paard, loper, paard, toren.
I didn't like that noise.
I
What?
think you inserted the wrong code, but look on the bright side.
Maar we weten hoe
Now
het
we are
werkt.
sure that the man
Denk ik.
hides some sort of mechanism.
Het
I
aantal
counted
stappen
7
klopt
moves
dus met
before
het
the warning
kaartje.
triggered.
Ja.
That narrows things down, but we're still talking about thousands of potential matches. What I need is a reference.
In the meantime, return the rose to the starting position. I bet the mechanism will reset.
What we need is a reference. Wat staat er in die brief? Ah, numbers.
Those numbers had to mean something.
Oh nee,
What if they were a clue to the bingo
dit zijn die
card?
bingo nummers
Ja,
die we eerder niet konden oplossen.
ja.
Wat hebben we nog meer? Die foto.
It showed Kathryn with an athletic-looking guy with gel-slicked hair. Very, masculine.
Die baan.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Nee. Wat zou een hint kunnen zijn om op de goede plek nog te komen? Tracking bracelet, close stick.
Zou het ook nog andersom kunnen zijn? Want die windrow staat rechts in de hoek. Dat je van...
Rechts naar
dat het
links.
begin is. Ja,
Dan zou je zeggen eerst een groen paard. Dat kan nog niet.
oké.
Een rood paard. Maar ik kan van een rood paard naar... Oh, dat kan wel.
Ja?
Rood paard. Groene toren.
Oh ja.
Rood paard.
Oh.
Rode bishop. Rood paard. Alleen die volgens mij. Rode toren. En dan die. Groen paard.
Ja, ja,
Londen. Ja.
ja. Lekker.
What was that metallic clank?
That, my dear, was the sweet sound of success.
Lekker. Dit had te langer kunnen
That
duren.
means its mechanism was just a smokescreen. Very ingenious.
But why did the doctor give me suggestions on how to solve the riddle of the Citlalicue?
Maybe he was feeding the challenge by giving you some hints.
I hope next time he sends a few pistachios instead. I love pistachios. Alice, I hear steps in the hallway.
Do something, hurry!
Ja, kut.
Uh-oh. Hou erin.
It's not what it looks like.
Ik wil de deur op slot draaien.
Lars? Lars!
Ik weet al wat ik moet doen. Oh. Ik dacht ik doe die stok tussen die twee handvatten, maar dat kan niet.
Ja.
Lars? Lars!
Wat is mijn andere optie dan?
God, they're such a... Don't they have a cleaning...
You wish.
That.
Oh, er zit ook nog een timer op.
It's not what it looks like.
Oh, de timed dingen. Dit is kut.
Mm.
Even naar die kluis. Kan ook niet. Ja, leuk. We gaan nu 100 keer dood, dames en heren. Omdat we op een timed sequence zitten. Kan ik naar buiten? Ja, ook niet.
Nee. Er moet iets in je inventory zijn waar je wat met die deur kan doen.
Lars?
Ja, maar dat kan niet, want als ik loop, ben ik gelijk...
Magneet? Ja.
Nee, als ik loop,
Nee.
wordt
Ja, maar
de
als
deur
je loopt
geopend.
met het juiste ding waarschijnlijk niet.
Lars? Lars?
Oh, timed
Wat is het
sequence
juist?
is wat een kutzooi.
Staag. De rolmaat heeft ons al vaker gered.
Nou, we zijn er weer te laat. Jongen. Wat is deze?
Lars?
Kan ik weer iemand op zijn bek slaan?
Nee.
Nee. Ik kan niet lopen.
Lars?
En ik kan niks anders aanklikken. Die device. Nee, ik kan niet lopen. Meteen gaat de deur open als ik loop.
Ja.
Lars?
En het is timed, a tracking, close stick, a chain.
Ja, lekker.
Doctor.
What's happening? Are you
Lekker
okay?
laptop.
I gained some precious seconds, but I've got to move.
Nou,
The
move
safe contained mostly paperwork, bearer bonds, property records, and notarial deeds. But something else caught my attention. It was a small obsidian item that partially reflected my image. All that fuss just to hide a little mirror. And yet, I immediately understood that this wasn't an ordinary mirror. I could sense its power running through my veins. It was like holding something alive.
Wat?
Wat?
Lars, pull yourself together, Lars. You said you have to move, and instead you've been gawping there for 2 minutes now.
2 minutes? Damn, this little thing hypnotized me. I'm hanging up. We'll catch up when I'm back.
Do get in touch.
Gaan. Goed zo.
Waar is die? Het zwaar met die hap.
Go.
After my incursion aboard the Citlalicue, I knew I should expect another private visit. This time, without any possibility of a rain check. I wasn't wrong. The same individual that approached me a few hours earlier had returned. And this time he wouldn't go away with just some simple chatter. Besides, at that point,
Hij
I
opent mijn
was tired
postvak.
of talking as well.
Hij zit in een kluis.
Uh-oh. We gaan hem pakken.
You have
Dus die
nowhere
man.
to go.
Het is Redwed.
Are you sure about that?
Wat?
Wat?
Beweeg je in een palmboom?
Maar hij heeft wel zijn telefoon laten vallen.
Wat? Oh, daarom wilde hij die baby. Wat is deze?
Wat gebeurt hier?
Ik ben het helemaal kwijt.
Deze man heeft gekke superkrachten.
Wat is deze?
Ik ben benieuwd waar we zijn. We zijn op de pier.
Hey, freshwater sailor. Open your eyes. Come on. I haven't got all day.
Dude, what?
Rise
the
and
politiechef.
shine, little princess.
Ja.
So, it all happened for real. And I'm still alive.
Or are we both dead and this is heaven? The sight is like I imagined it to be. Now, if we're finished with the small talk, let's get to it. I have a Slavic witness rambling in an unintelligible language about two men beating each other up on a public bridge in the middle of the night. I am forced to deduce by the circumstances that one of the two men was you.
It was a true and proper assault, man. I was riding around on my green dart when, all of a sudden...
Don't bullshit me, Bundy. I know very well what you're doing. If I let you do what you want, it's only because of the respect that I feel for you. But you went too far tonight.
You're not the first one to tell me that.
But I'll be the last. I took your badge back, and this time I'll lock it up so tight that even a funambulist trick won't be enough to get it back. The Mulsberg case is hiding more than it seemed in the beginning. I can agree with you on that. But your methods make me blow a gasket. You have concealed evidence from the authorities. You scared potential witnesses to death. You alarmed our main suspect. And on top of that, you dragged Miss Sharp down with you.
Alice has nothing to do with this mess. She didn't even know I was acting alone.
It's too late now for melodramatic scenes.
Oeh.
Alice Sharp was suspended from her already precarious duties, and for that she'll have to thank a man who could have helped make her career. Goodbye, Bundy. In the end, you really disappointed me.
It was
Okay.
a tough blow. I had nothing to lose in that whole story, and I jumped headlong into it. But Alice, I destroyed a dream nurtured for years, and was just started to materialize. I felt like a worm. Going home to rest on a real bed seemed like the best idea in the world at the moment. I'd think about the rest later.
Hey,
Lars.
Hey.
Ugh, you scared the shit out of me.
zij zit
Wait.
in mijn huis.
How'd you get in my flat?
Ja.
By the door. You're not used to locking the door when you leave, are you?
I know this might seem like a maniacal habit, but the key to this door is somewhere in the city sewers. Alice, I guess I owe you an apology.
I agree, you do. Or else you could get me out of the situation you've gotten me into rather than wasting your time feeling sorry for yourself.
We just have to give it a little time. Then I'll talk to Burton. I'm sure he'll be willing to give you another chance.
You have to face the truth. Burton wants nothing more to do with you, me, or what we have done. Let's admit it. We acted on impulse, sought glory on our own. And do you know what happens now?
What happens is that you'll go your way, and I'll go mine. And maybe we'll catch up once a year to wish each other Merry Christmas with a phone call full of silence and embarrassment.
What happens is that we roll up our sleeves, and we really do find the glory on our own.
You'll find a good workplace, despite everything. Maybe not in law enforcement as you hoped. Maybe as a waitress or a cleaning lady.
Goeie carrière stap.
You'll manage to move on somehow.
Lars, did you hear what I just said?
Then kids will come, sweet innocent children that will instill in you a new hope for the future. Wait a minute, what? Are you serious?
Never been more serious. We got so close, Lars. I heard what happened tonight. If Rodwed came for you in person, it's because deep down he considers you a real threat.
Did you know I was able to beat him like an omelet against the mailboxes out here?
Did it happen before or after he threw you out of the building?
Ja,
There's
het is niet
something wrong
helemaal...
with that man. First of all, he lifted me off the ground with one hand like I was a 6-year-old child. Furthermore, and you probably won't believe this, but I saw him. Yes, I mean, I saw him age at least 30 years right before my eyes. In just a few seconds. No snarky comments? Is that a positive or negative sign?
Having reached this stage, I am ready to accept pretty much anything. Except aliens. Don't you dare propose any theories about aliens.
Yeah, only that lunatic from Weird Cases believes in aliens. Anyhow, how do you explain such a phenomenon?
This individual, and also the doctor, they seem to share a certain taste for theatrics. Could it just be a trick, an illusion? After all, it was dark.
I can't rule it out for sure, but couldn't you do some research about it anyway?
There was no need to ask. What will you do in the meantime? By now, you've exhausted all your valid leads.
I should find out what that strange obsidian item was that I found on board the Citlalicue. But during the struggle tonight, I
Citlalicue.
saw something drop down the hole in the floor out here, and I'm pretty sure it was Radwed's smartphone. I'd say that's the top priority.
Then I'll wait for your progress. From now on, we'll use your house as our headquarters.
Fine by me.
Don't expect me to clean it, though.
Oké.
Hoppakee. En daarmee gaan wij deze video besluiten, denk ik.
Dat denk ik ook.
Ja, we zijn ontsnapt van de Citlalicue. We hebben daar een vreemde steen gevonden.
Ja.
En we hebben dus ook Radwed ontmoet, die een soort van vampier blijkt te zijn.
Mogelijk dat hij daarom die baby wil.
Waarom?
Omdat hij dan zijn vampierheid kan voortplanten.
Zijn vampierheid. Dat hij een soort van God heeft gecreëerd.
Ja, dat hij dan denkt van dan heb ik een nieuwe alvast of zo.
Interessant. Ik ben benieuwd waar dit naartoe gaat.
Ik ook.
We gaan het in het volgende deel zien wat we vinden op zijn telefoon. Dus wij zien jullie graag weer de volgende keer.
Joejoe.
Joejoe.